Alright. It is very quiet, like, ambience. I also did a quick spider check, and there's no... I don't see any. So... I don't know what's up. I don't... Maybe they're, like, a year old, and they're, like, coming back to their birthplace. So that's why I'm seeing them. Just, like, all of a sudden. Is that something spiders do? Or are they like salmon? Oh, there's Swansea.
We cannot be defeated.
It smells like rotten meat. One's near. I know it. No rest for the wicked! Stay back, beast!
Nah. Oh, come on. How is that other guy still alive? Oh, for fuck's sake, he's got like 1 HP. Jesus.
Put an end to you!
I swear I saw Swansea through the wall.
I order you to step back.
Alright, I'm fully healed now, so...
Go on back to the shadow.
I love the sound of it. It's so good. There's some really good impact sounds in this. I get a lot of blood from a single bite now. It's nice. The one I like, the ones I like are like, they're both stun related too. It's just the sound of, surely there was loot for the other guys. Where did the other one die? The sound of just the stake and then a perfect parry. It's so good. He died way over here. Like, I remember... Oh, he's down below. Okay, I was like, I remember seeing Swansea. McCollum's report. I just finished reading Doris Fletcher's journal. As painful and dreadful as it was, my God, the woman planned to see everyone in London afflicted by infecting all who would come to her next play. It helped me understand greatly what was going on. Doris Fletcher's real name was Doris Jones. She was the daughter of some Harry Jones. This is the part. I was definitely spoiled on this part. Although I kind of, like, I was like, I'm pretty sure they're related. It's like the same affliction. Who has been treated as a patient for a long time in the Pembroke Hospital. She clearly hated her mother, but used her fame and notoriety to see her while visiting the poor and sick in the East End. I don't know exactly what happened then, but this is how her mother infected her before returning to the theater, and how she turned into that monstrosity that the leech known as Jonathan Reed finally defeated. The presence of that vampire in the same hospital where Harriet Jones was treated can't be a coincidence. I am convinced he is deeply involved with the vampire plague going on in London right now. I'm also convinced Swansea is his accomplice, and that those two are planning something more terrifying than anything the Guard has ever faced. Maybe I should take some time to read the old books and manuscripts the Guard still possess to get some answers. It may prove useful. In the meantime, I better send some patrols to investigate about what is occurring at the Pembroke Hospital. If you're talking about this note, I did notice it. I was waiting to like finish the room before I read this. It took me 2 days to parse through the dusty registers and books we keep in the vault. God, I hate losing time like this. The search did prove fruitful. For once, I found 2 pages that could be related to our present situation, and a copy of William Marshall's memoirs. I took them with me to read more carefully. This creature Marshall says he fought in 1666. This disaster that aimed to destroy London is very similar to what happened with Doris Fletcher. Disease, infection, hate of the living, a desire to see the city ransacked. I've no doubt now that the bloody old leech of William Marshall is behind all this, and that he is back. This could be our greatest accomplishment. If the guard could at least find and destroy that old bastard, I believe what Marshall did in 1666 is exactly what Reed is now trying to do. Did the creature of this disaster escape their will? Is it why Marshall destroyed him in 1666? And Reed did the same with Doris Fletcher before she became such a creature? I don't know, but those two are clearly working together, and Swansea's helping them. I will immediately give orders to have him arrested and interrogated. As for Reed, I'll destroy that evil beast myself, and then we'll deal with William Marshall and the disaster thing. Pre-win will prevail once more. Maybe William Marshall is my master.
Doris Fletcher was about to become a disaster. I'm getting close to having all the evidence.
Theater stage key. He's just beyond that door that I can't open.
I cannot enter.
Of course. Hello.
Better go home, sir.
You think?
Mine, vermin!
Just 'cause I can.
Send you back in the fucking
Oh, right, he's like immune to... Or he's where the resistance is ranged. I think it's stun locked by this weapon really, really easily. It's like the perfect speed.
It's locked, all right.
Mm-hmm. The Vampire Knight. I'm guessing I've collected that before. William Marshall's memoirs, okay. The Brotherhood of the St. Paul's Stole finally agreed to meet me in London. They proposed to meet inside the new Cathedral of St. Paul. I like the wit and solemnity of these men. What a symbol. To choose the place where I defeated this disaster, but also the place where I fell. I agreed to their proposition. They are in the sacred silence of the church, and under the eye of God, they respectfully listened to me. They acknowledged my victory against this evil creature, the Deus Astro, the Eater of Stars, who only wished to spread death and pestilence all around her. Since they acknowledged my will to save London in 1666, they heard my request by my burning desire to stop the blood of hate. The primate promised to come back to me with an answer. The primate of St. Paul wrote back to me with just a name, the Tear of Angels. According to him, this ancient artifact could heal anything, cleanse any blackened soul, and purify my blood. Blessed be the Lord. It took me more than 100 years to find a cure for the blood of hate, but I may finally have found it. Soon the rage shall end. Soon I may repair the wrong I did and cleanse my failures. Now all I need to do is retrieve the necessary ingredients to create the artifact. Blood of the purest heart mixed with the blood of a king. To find such rare ingredients is not what worries me the most, for time is on my side. It is the last part that worries me. Pure essence of garlic. I'm afraid it will literally hurt like hell when I drink the antidote, but if that's the price to pay to cleanse my soul and correct my mistakes, I'm ready to endure this excruciating pain.
Blood of a pure heart, garlic, blood of a king. I don't understand. Perhaps this is what McCullum drank. I had better keep that in mind.
Evidence safe.
I should find the key to that box. It's locked.
Yeah. Ooh.
Edgar. Edgar, can you hear me?
Jonathan, is it really you?
Easy. Easy. Save your strength. I'm getting you out of here.
Can't loot the room?
Don't try to spare me. As a physician, I know all too well when it's too late. Punctured lung, broken ribs, and internal bleeding. An accurate diagnosis, wouldn't you say?
Edgar, what happened?
They wanted me to confess. Beat me black and blue.
Jeffrey McCullum ambushed me at the Pembroke Hospital. He was convinced you and I were responsible for the Skal epidemic.
I never imagined that self-righteous fanatic would dare to attack us in the open. What became of him?
I put him in a somewhat delicate position when I made him an immortal.
Really? You sure that was the wisest course of action?
No, but it felt good.
Time will tell. The most intriguing part of his accusation was that you and I were the pawns of some ancient vampire.
William Marshall. Yes, they tortured me to make me confess the same nonsense.
I think you're hiding something, Edgar.
What do you mean?
William Marshall, for example. You speak of him as if you know him. How is that?
Jonathan, I cannot say I'm ready for another round of questions.
What can you tell me about William Marshall?
Not much. History paints the story he was the greatest knight who ever lived. Amongst the immortals, he had a yet greater legend.
Why is the Guard of Priwen so obsessed with him?
He was the only ancient vampire to escape the first great hunt launched by the Guard of Priwen in 1854. They believe he's an evil creature plotting his return.
Why would he deserve such a reputation?
I cannot say. The Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole has next to no intelligence on him. All I know is that he's supposed to be the oldest of all the British vampires.
Why would the Guard of Priwen believe you and I created the vampire epidemic?
Maybe due to our profession. Because I offered you shelter in my hospital.
While investigating the epidemic, I read some of McCullum's findings. I think you have some explaining to do.
I have nothing to hide, Jonathan. Nothing at all.
Then why are you still hiding it?
Do you remember when we suspected Sean Hampton of killing Harriet Jones?
Yes. The terrible episode that came as a shock to us all.
Harriet Jones faked her own death. When I found her in the sewers, she confessed she wanted everybody to pay for what happened to her.
That woman was extremely bitter, full of hatred and festering anger.
Do you know Doris Fletcher's real name?
No, I'm afraid not.
Her real name was Doris Jones. She was the daughter of Harriet Jones.
What do you want me to say, Jonathan?
The truth? Tell me the truth.
Doris Fletcher visited her mother at the Pembroke Hospital. That's how she first got infected.
I know nothing about that. Miss Fletcher once came to visit the sick. That is all I know.
No, Edgar, there is more. Doris Fletcher was Harriet Jones's daughter. They exhibited the same symptoms: blind hate and strong physical mutation.
What does this sad story have to do with us?
Come on, Edgar. Don't you see the pattern here? The epidemic, the link between Doris and Harriet, the suspicion of McCullum?
How could I? I never saw Harriet Jones again after she fled the hospital.
Do you know where we are? Doris Fletcher's theater. This is where that hateful creature plotted to spread the epidemic across London.
I only briefly met Miss Fletcher once when she visited the Pembroke Hospital. You say it was to see her mother. She seemed like such a sweet and graceful woman.
My point exactly. The disease turned her into a bitter soul, driven by vengeance just like her mother. A symptom of all the infected patients.
Certain diseases are known to produce similar effects. Rabies, for example. And rabies is not the devil at work.
Doris and Harriet shared more than a hidden family bond. They were the embodiment of the epidemic and are linked to the Pembroke Hospital. Come on, Edgar, this is no coincidence.
I swear I'm at a complete loss. All I did was administer vampire blood to cure old Harriet. There was no evil plan, no diabolical plot.
You did what?
I tested the regenerating and healing properties of vampire blood on Harriet Jones. My only intention was to find the cure for influenza, I swear.
Whose blood did you use? William Marshall's? Mine?
Lady Ashbury's. While transfusing her with human blood, humanely appeasing her hunger, I also kept samples of her blood for my research.
You used her blood on Harriet Jones? My God, Edgar, that's unethical. You betrayed 2 of your patients at the same time.
How dare you judge me? Must I name the alarming list of your victims?
We are both deceivers. But at least I know I'm a monster.
You have worked beside me. You saw what I'm doing at Pembroke Hospital. Jonathan, you know I'm not an evil soul. Just another victim of this tragedy.
I legit don't know what I want to do here. We're having a Sean Hampton moment. He caused the epidemic. Like, he caused it. Secretly betrayed 2 people to do it. He's essentially the unethical scientist. It just, like, goes a little too far. With, like, good intentions, but, like... there are ethics for a reason. So... yeah, it's like let die, kill, or turn into a vampire. I'm tempted just to turn him into a vampire. Just fucking turn everyone into a vampire at this point. I mean, look at my face. My in-game face, not my real face. Like, look at Jonathan's face. Like, maybe he could continue to help. But in, like, a non-shitty way. Yeah, that's a good point. You could experiment with his own blood instead. Not that, like, it's gone well so far. Like, you probably just shouldn't experiment at all. It's clearly not going to work. I'm going to turn him.
No, Edgar. You are not going to die. Unless you want to.
What do you mean?
I can save you, Edgar. I can turn your broken body into one like mine.
You truly would? After all I've done, after all that's been said, you would offer me this gift?
I have no way of knowing which punishment would be worse, Edgar. But it is not for me to decide. So?
Oh, please.
I suppose it is kind of like a punishment.
Please.
It's like live with your regrets.
This is what I've always wanted. This is what I've always searched for.
Very well, then. Prepare to die and be reborn. To face an eternity of guilt.
I'm ready. Oh, indeed, I am ready.
Enough!
I kind of regret my decision. I'm not sure. I totally forgot he had like a super fetish. Like a vampire fetish, and I just like gave him the biggest orgasm of his life. And failed, of course. Oh, the love letter. Devoted Calhoun. I don't really care about that. That's just random lore. Plenty of babies now, yeah. Well, I'm at negative experience. I didn't realize you could do that. I guess the game was like, hey, even if you don't have the current experience in your pool, at least have the ability to make that choice. It's gonna be a while before you just like get 2,000. Unless I eat somebody else. Are we on chapter 6 now? I think we are.
Return later. So Harriet Jones became the original carrier when Edgar gave her vampire blood. I must tell Elizabeth.
I was hoping it hit both. Rude. Dang, fucking got me anyway. I was hoping to hit both. I feel like I was mid-dialogue to, like, myself, and it stopped. I think I, like, prematurely stopped. I wish you could intimidate enemies. The fuck? Oh. Suppose. Suppose with all the enemies around, it won't take that long for me to get back to 0 XP.
What good fortune brings you back to me, Jonathan?
Is that paint or blood?
What is it, my dear?
It's red.
I'm afraid it's bad news, Elizabeth. The worst, actually.
Please, speak up.
Edgar is no longer in McCullum's grasp. I resolved that matter.
Where is our good friend now? Is he well?
Of a sort. His injuries were mortal. I had no choice but to make him one of us. To save him. Or to punish him.
To punish him?
Just be like, I'm in a foul
I
mood.
fail to understand.
I suggest you turn around and
What
leave.
is the source of this cold tone in your voice?
Edgar Swansea was responsible for the Skull epidemic, Elizabeth. It was he who unleashed the deadly scourge upon London.
What? Are you certain? This is the most terrible accusation of all.
He confessed everything to me. He sought to cure the disease,
to exploit vampire blood to stop the epidemic. But he unwittingly gave birth to a catastrophe.
All those poor victims. How could he do it? What happened?
Give no heed to ethics.
Edgar gave no heed to ethics. His theory could have been proven to be correct, but he abused the confidence of his patients to test it.
I must say I'm shocked, Jonathan. Who would have thought it? And the poor patient. Let me guess. It was Harriet Jones, was it not?
Yes. That explains how Doris Fletcher was infected, and how she became an Ichor. She secretly visited her mother at Pembroke.
Then we have no choice. We must act quickly, Jonathan. We must return to the sewers and put an end to the threat poor Harriet embodies.
I have one more matter to discuss with you. Harriet Jones was the primary case, but do you know what a healthy carrier is?
There is a tone in your voice that frightens me, Jonathan. What are you trying to say?
It was your blood Edgar used for his experiment on Harriet Jones.
What? No. No. This can't be. Oh.
Elizabeth, are you all right?
No, I have to go.
What do you mean?
Leave me alone. Save the city, Jonathan. Save what can be saved.
Elizabeth, I need answers. Why did your blood
Stay
cause
away
this?
from me. Please. I swear I never was your
Wait!
enemy.
No! Elizabeth!
Here's the thing. This part on the actual canvas, I don't think that was part of the splash. This is just what she was painting. I mean, granted, you gotta start somewhere, but it's a little weird. Hold on. Obtain a drop of William Marshall's blood. Obtain a drop of King Arthur's blood. Search for insulin in the old morgue. I got a lot of shit to do all of a sudden. My god. I didn't know that was a thing. Find the saves key. Alright. Not even the same color. Yeah, it's like a different shade of red. Like the paint on the floor looked like blood, and the paint on the canvas looked like paint. Shall we talk to Salzi? Let's do this first. Prepare to fight the disaster, gather the ingredients. I'm gonna have to fight my way in there. So it's gonna be kind of rough. But let's do it. And then we'll swing by the hospital, talk to Swansea. And get the insulin. And then we'll go get the last thing.
Now would be a good time to blend the recipe Marshall used when he fought the disaster.
Oh my!
I think I know where to find what I need.
Oh, come on. Okay. I was like, I dashed so far away.
Whose blood could be purer than that of William Marshall? Lord Redgrave will have to spare me a drop.
Sir, you are not welcome.
Okay, how do I get in there?
Women die too in this war.
You already anything new to say? I
Can
can
I
cure your
help?
fatigue while I'm here.
Have you recently?
He is dead, I've heard.
I would rather like
I
learn
must
more
go
about
now.
her before I like.
Goodbye.
I guess maybe I could like spy on her. Like that's probably what would give me hints. Is like just follow her around and like wait for a moment to spy. Maybe she starts talking to herself. For some reason today, I feel like we're making progress. I just didn't feel
I'm
that
still
yesterday.
persona non grata in the Ascalon Club. If I want to speak with Lord Redgrave, I'll have to improvise.
The fuck? I've been knocked over before. Why am I not healing? I guess I'm just taking so much damage. Why does blood be pure? I mean, it's super old. It's the oldest vampires that we know of. I don't know. That's the only reason I got. I think now is the time that I remember that I have blood barrier. Shadow Mist is indispensable. They're not gonna take any damage from a blood spear. So, blood barrier it is. Oh, it's on fucking cooldown. Got him. Woo. I'm out of stamina. It's going pretty well. I don't really have anything to spend my blood on aside from like healing. Oh, my fucking barrier wore off right then. I'm actually having troubles keeping my stamina here. Should take damage. Yeah. These guys are fucking rough. Wait, he's down here? Oh, he's just in this room. Okay. Hello, Redgrave.
Good evening, Lord Redgrave.
What are you doing here, traitor? I shall smite you for this audacity.
I'm not here to bicker, Lord Redgrave. I can put an end to this epidemic, but I need your assistance to do so.
Good. We've held out thus far, but the time has come to put an end to this crisis. Tell me, what do you need?
The blood of William Marshall.
The blood of William Marshall? Of my maker? Are you mad? This blood is the purest of all. My maker proffered it to me on the battlefield. I cannot hand it to you.
Stop this farce. Marshall never was your maker. I have no idea how you acquired his blood, but I need it now.
I see. Well, in that case, given the gravity of the situation, I suppose I can spare you a drop.
Thank you, my lord.
If you manage to save this city, you'll prove yourself a veritable servant of the crown. So Godspeed, Dr. Reed. Our fate lies wholly in your hands.
This is a little weird.
It's
a little bit
locked.
weird. What if I could just, like, attack him? He'll probably kick my ass. He's like, you're a traitor, you can't be here. It's like, I need your help. It's like, okay. A little, it's just a little bit weird. Were you thinking I was getting a Redgrave's blood?
Women die too in this war.
I think I only have one neuralgia, right? Where the hell's my... Wait. Yeah, I only have one neuralgia and I don't know how to make it, so... I'm gonna give it to somebody in Whitechapel. I get the feeling I'm never gonna find the recipe. Just not gonna find it.
Bloody monster! See them fancy clothes? This one's a top! This one's mine! Roll back to the hell! Watch out, boys! Without the bombs, but no less dangerous.
Alright, they're still healthy. I don't think a lot of people got more sick. It was mostly in one area. Yeah, no one here is sick. That's good for a hospital. And for these two, it's just neuralgia. Wait. Right, it's the docks. It's like everyone is sick. Because I haven't been there in a while. You don't really go where it is much, nor did you explore the area a lot. Yeah. I mean, there isn't a ton of benefit to exploring. Really. Outside of this one thing. It's just like, there's just like a bit of common loot everywhere. It's not like I'm finding cool weapons or... Like, all the weapons I find, I'm finding it's specifically in, like, my path. Like, it's in the main story path. Or a quest path. Every time I've wandered somewhere and I didn't have a quest to go there, I found fuck all. And it ended up just being a giant waste of time, so I'm like, well, why bother? And I found the first treatment, like, immediately. It was just, I could buy it, so I bought it. Where is Swansea? It's here somewhere, apparently. Maybe I have to, like, go to sleep. Like, it says I have new dialogue with it. So he's gotta be here somewhere. Is he upstairs? In the other place? Yeah, he could still be in the theater just because... I'm just gonna check this area, just in case he's hanging out here. Maybe he's playing with the light, and he's like, just burning his hand over and over. For science! There's nothing to loot in here, is there? Anything shiny? No, we good. And maybe just reloading. Although I've loaded other areas, so I don't know. I probably do have to go to sleep before he shows up. And like I should go to the docks and cure people. I don't have to. I mean, it shouldn't fall into hostile if I don't. He could just be hanging out somewhere else. Maybe he's in the morgue. Maybe he's in my office. Okay, he's not in my office. Swansea? Whatever, let's just go to the morgue.
I cannot use garlic, but there may be a substitute in the Pembroke Hospital drug storage.
Probably should have just, like, embraced Swansea, if I'm completely honest. I didn't think about the fact that this place would be crawling with Priwen. I need to go upstairs, right? Yeah. Hello.
Best run along home, sir. It ain't you! Kill it!
Too many? Also very hurt. Oh, I meant to, like, eat him, but I didn't.
Stop it!
What the fuck? Why are the vampires here? They can just do their own thing. The thing I need is literally right here in this room.
There it is. Insulin. Much more efficient than garlic against blood poisoning and sepsis, and much less dangerous for me. Thank you, Dr. Polescu.
Thanks, random vampire. I don't know where it came from, but this is a nice turn of events. I don't know why the morgue is like such a shit show, though. It's definitely a thing where like I feel like we're approaching an end game. Because everywhere I go, there's just more and more and more enemies.
Hey, you!
I'm not gonna be able to go through a door though, because I'm in combat. I don't have anything to spend like my blood on. With this current setup, with the blood barrier. Like, unless I'm taking a ton of health, a ton of damage, and I need to heal all the time, like... This is really good against super hard enemies, but I don't need it otherwise. And I end up with, like, a constant supply of blood. Swansea? I'm getting the I didn't even read though. I'm getting this last bit from McCullum. This will be an interesting conversation. Swansea? He's just not here. Yeah. Yeah, it's just a shit ton. Just a shit ton of shit everywhere. I'm still at minus 1980 experience. How am I not getting any experience from, like, at least defeating people? I'm not gonna be able to go through, am I? My last stand. Can't see! Where's the other one shooting from? Oh, there we I think the extra regen really didn't help move the red bar back up. I don't know if the other one would be better. The other one costs more. I went with a cheaper option, technically. I'm getting no experience. I got like 12 experience.
If McCullum really drank the blood of King Arthur, then I may have found another vital ingredient for my recipe.
Go back home, idiot!
Oh, he's gonna be in the main area. Just gonna not dash by us. They're not like he's a thing.
Look lively! It's on to us! Grenade! Watch it! It's a killer! You're mine! Hide it back! I'll kill you!
Going the right way? No. Okay, it's definitely gonna be a while before I get to, like, back up to 0 XP. I wonder how that works overnight. Is it just gonna stay there? I guess I can't level. I don't know if he can die. I suppose I shouldn't let him. Wow, these are weak. I really need to level this blood spear. Alright, he's bound to be pretty fucking bitter.
Good evening, Vampire Hunter.
Are you here to mock me, Reed?
Not at all, McCullum. I am here because I need you.
Really? I'm intrigued. Speak up, then.
I need the blood of a king. The blood of Arthur. I'm certain you possess it, and I must have it.
The Guard's most sacred and precious relic. Why would you... You found Marshall's memoirs. I should have destroyed that book.
I need the antidote to save this city, McCullum.
It is within me to take your words as truth. I want to, but I must know more. What precisely are your plans?
Disaster.
A creature called a disaster is about to be unleashed. It falls upon me, as once it did Marshall, to stop it before the whole country is ravaged.
I should have destroyed that book. And yet... I wish I could join this battle alongside you. But this crusade is not mine to fight.
Do you not understand? We wanted the same thing from the outset. A means to end this vampire epidemic.
Not enemies! Maybe that is so. Take it then. I see no other hope for this city. If this is some trick, you will be damned, Dr. Reed.
Is it me, or is he, like, more studly as a vampire?
Thank you. Can we speak more?
Indeed. Why not?
Why are you here?
The man who raised me after the brutal murder of my parents. He's buried here.
Were both your parents killed by vampires?
Yes. And yet worse. My father returned to Dublin a vampire and tore out my mother's throat.
And who was this man?
Carl Eldritch. One-time leader of Prewin. He killed my father in front of me. Helped me hunt my brother Ain after teaching me how to kill leeches.
This is vaguely a little bit, Warcrafty with Sylvanas. Where, like, Sylvanas hated the undead. The undead did horrible things. And so she hunted them with impunity, and Arthas turned her into a banshee.
How are you adapting to immortality?
I feel so powerful it gives me shivers. I could be the greatest vampire hunter ever. Your worst nightmare, in truth.
Will you leave the guard now that you are what you are?
Are we not creatures of deceit? I could hide my nature from my men, or name a successor. Go my own way. I know not yet my path.
Will you hunt me down?
Not for now. But you had better behave, Doctor, or I may change my mind.
I wonder if that's like a secret boss fight. Where if like, I turn him, and then I could just keep eating more people, and he's like, well, I gotta stop you now, and now you gotta fight Vampyr me.
Farewell, my progeny.
Do not stretch your luck, Reed.
All of my decisions to turn people, find a hideout, any hideout. I can just go to this one. They have such potential long-lasting consequences in this world. They just continue to do whatever they wanted to do. I'm just kind of enabling them. I didn't really think of it that way. I mean, like enabling them to continue to do what they want to do. Oh, I wasn't locked onto them.
We have to stop it! It's too fucking far! It's an leech! Kill it!
They did. Just call me an ugly fucker. I forgot to get 10 blood per hit on this now. It's a decent amount. Where's this hideout? Oh, I literally ran past it. Where's the loot for this dude? There we go. Wait, where the fuck was it? Oh. Ah. Got it. I also need a few of these. A few of these. Alright, that's fully upgraded. That's fully upgraded. I mean, I can do the chemical now. Kinda want to do it just to fully upgrade it. Let's use against humans. I really would rather do it with the white phosphorus, but like, I'm never. I'd rather do it.
The blend seems stable. Time to go and find Harriet in the sewers.
Which means we're going to the docks. Which means I can cure people on the way. I'll probably just go. I'll probably go like this way, like back to the hospital. Oh, I suddenly got down to like 1300. Seems very inconsistent on how much XP I'm getting. Sleep and talk to Swansea. I could. Maybe I'll do that. I'll go back to the hospital, sleep. I'm sure the diseases won't get that much worse.
Steady, boys! We've got one of them here!
No, we're not one of those. No! I guess I'll kill one. I have my ult, so it won't do much damage. Or no damage, because like they're like, Shadow, what's that? Taking very little from this, which is kind of nice. Ooh, they gave me potassium. So I have a reason to farm. Okay, I'm going the way I want to. Are they fighting a different one? No, they are. Also, we didn't kill him. Oh, I thought she might explode. Yeah, now I'm still at like negative 1300. Like the fuck. How does this game decide to give me XP? I don't understand. Oh, that's specifically Lord Hammersley. I don't know if I should like go out of my way to defeat them all. It's probably an achievement. Negative experience. The thing is, I would love to get to like level 32 or 33 because the level disparity is really gonna hurt me. Accidental death. The inhabitants of London live in fear of physicians. Delayed interventions, barefaced favoritism, the strange experimental treatments. The scarcity of professionalism is crystallized in Pembroke Hospital, Whitechapel, where deontology was discharged a long time ago. Or deontology. Pembroke administration hides behind a facade of dedication and rectitude, but those of us who know any of their patients or worse were among them are aware of their deceit. In this temple devoted to dread, you will have to pay to get a bed. You will catch illnesses you never knew existed, and your corpse will be relieved of its possessions in the morgue. Here, patients die overnight of wounds they never bore upon their arrival, and they call them accidents. I briefly interviewed Dr. Swansea, head of administration, to claim the pedantic timor mortis contrabat me, fear of death confounds me, before forcing us out of the establishment. Quotes in Latin will not be enough to keep us away from their morbidity. Volunteers are welcome to join me tomorrow morning in front of the hospital to demand clear facts about the state of this medical institution. Come in numbers. That's bad. I get the sense you definitely can't eat everybody unless you do it all in one night. Like, you can't like slowly pick them off and maintain critical or above status. Unless it always goes up by like a few percent by default. Oh, she got over it on her own. Or did I cure her? Okay, that didn't change at all, so... yeah, it doesn't go up by default. So I'd have to, like, go on a rampage. Like, if that was the... if your goal was to eat everybody, you'd have to, like, prep an entire district to get maximum XP and then eat them all in one night. To min-max your gains. Alright, is Swansea here now? It doesn't look like he is. Even though I apparently have dialogue with him. You know what? He's just not fucking here. Or, never mind. No mercy run.
Jonathan, my dear, I can never thank you enough.
Thank me? For what?
Come now, you know what I mean. I am... well, I'm just like you.
Have you no shame?
Have you no shame? Must I remind you of your ludicrous actions? Of the innocent men and women who died at your hands?
Shame is for mortals, Jonathan. I know it now, and you should too. We are something else. Something more.
What about the Brotherhood? Will they eject you?
I remain a member. I have information to provide now. Intelligence from the other side, if I may say so.
They won't banish you?
Not so long as I behave.
Alright.
What will you do now that you are immortal?
Experiment, my dear colleague. I have an eternity to make scientific progress. I could be the only scientist able to undertake extreme experiments upon himself.
Well, as long as he's doing it to himself, I guess.
My God, Edgar. Did you learn nothing from your forays into folly?
I have, I swear. No more experiments on mortals. See? I said mortals. How quickly the mind adapts.
What kind of experiments?
Who knows? Nervous shock, brain damage, pain and recovery. There's almost no limit to what my body can now endure. I could be the next Henry Head.
How do you feel since you changed?
I mean, he seems gung-ho about
Absolutely
experimenting on
fine.
himself
Did
specifically.
you know I can determine the health of every patient or nurse just by looking at him? Fascinating.
Have you taken a life yet, Edgar?
Don't you think that's a private matter? I would not ask you such an indiscreet question.
Do you feel the hunger?
Yes. It's very peculiar, not like mortal hunger at all. It's like I'm never sated. Fortunately, blood is no rare commodity at Pembroke.
Oh my, I completely regret this entire decision.
Will you continue as Pembroke's administrator?
Of course. I can help more than ever. And since I'm already dead, I can't get sick.
Are you not afraid Priwen will find you? Next time, they will do more than abduct and torture you.
I remain a man of peace. If things were to go awry, I would flee rather than slice them up as you would, my friend.
Have you seen Elizabeth? Has she passed this way since you returned?
No. And I'm terrified to see her again. I really am, Jonathan. She could very well tear me to pieces for what I did.
Goodbye, Edgar. I'm certain we'll meet again.
I wonder what the other two were. Only wonder. I guess I'm sure that was I have to live with this decision. It seems like when it comes to the pillars, you get this one confrontation with them, and then you get to decide at that one point in time what to do with them. After that, that's it. Decision made. I can't, like, pull out my weapon or anything. I thought about one. I'm like, what if I just attacked him? Can't. The game won't let me.
It's one of them! It's a leech! Kill it!
Dang. Wasn't expecting that.
Over there! There's one of them vermin! Hey, boys! He's going!
There another one? Really? That still hit me? I'm not getting any experience. Oh, I got 5. I don't know. It seems like I have to kill like very specific enemies to even get experience from it. Like I probably have to kill like the higher level vampires and like the chaplains.
You. Do you need? Yeah. So you. Goodbye.
I could just make up the deficit by just eating them.
Pleasure, sir. Been a while since we've seen any new faces.
Good evening.
Hello.
Can I offer you?
Kevin.
Perhaps. Can I?
As long as you.
I don't need any of this. Might have to do the hard mode. Yeah, that did part of it. Yeah.
Welcome back.
It seems like the older types, like the original types, aren't giving me much, but I definitely like if I fought like one of the newer, any like newer type of enemy, it seems like I could get more experience.
Do you need? Indeed. Goodbye, Mr.
Always fatigue.
Good evening. What? Inebriate. Yes. Take the. Hey. Goodbye.
I'm probably like. Do I even have any medicine left?
You still work?
God, I have 2 of these still.
Don't feel.
Take.
Tom always said we got.
Tell me, Sabrina, do you really believe Tom has renounced his life of crime?
He proves it to me every day. He tells the truth. Tom Watts is a good man. One of the best.
And you don't think he might fall back into his sordid ways?
We can all do terrible things, Dr. Reed. And we never know what we're really capable of until it's too late.
Were you aware of Tom's past incarceration?
That's the first thing he told me when he offered me the job. He didn't want me hearing about his past from anyone else.
Did it surprise you to find out about it?
Not really. I was already aware of his reputation before I met him. That's why I came to the Turtle in the first place.
Most people would have run away because of that.
Not me. I thought a man like him could give me stability, you know? At least to some degree. And I wasn't mistaken.
I mean, you weren't wrong, but that's a weird thought to reach for. IMO.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Miss Potatoes. Alright. The old lady, the psychopath, the mother of the psychopath, has... I don't think it's neuralgia, actually. It's something else. Oh, it's just sepsis.
Good evening.
Evening, Mr.
You seem happier than before.
Oh, I haven't talked to him since I killed him.
Fishburne now, in her house. I have a bed and everything.
Oh. I never actually, like, followed up with these people after I killed them.
Do you need help?
A real doc...
A real...
I don't know...
So how is your new life going?
Good. I have a roof over my head and warm meals. Mrs. Fishburne is the best. But she's so sad. I hear her crying at night.
Even if she did take you in, Mrs. Fishburne lost her son, who she loved very much.
I know, but it makes me feel funny. I should feel bad for being here after Seymour died, not happy.
Try to help her as much as she helps you, Rufus. Help each other through the grief.
Mrs. Fishburne has been like a mother to me, and it's my turn to help her the best I can.
Tell me your feelings about Seymour's death, Rufus.
I am sad for Mrs. Fishburne, not for her dead son. I was afraid of him and his threats. I don't think a lot of people will miss him.
He was full-blown psychopath.
So long.
Favorite meal?
Good evening, Mrs. Fishburne.
Of course. I'm not sure the epidemic is what worries people most these days.
I never did figure out what his key was for.
I'm so sorry about your loss, Mrs. Fishburne.
Thank you, Dr. Reed. Could you check Rufus's health for me, please? I've been taking care of this young nipper since my poor Seymour died.
Very well. But why so nervous?
Even if he lives with me now, Rufus still spends too much time outside. He grew up in the streets, you see, and he's kept his old habits.
Alright, first,
Mrs. Fishburne.
I am
secure the sepsis.
So, you live here with Rufus now? And how is everything?
Yeah. We both had our share of tragedy, but I suppose it's a relief not to be alone in life.
Did Rufus talk to you about his past?
I knew the boy had a hard time in the streets, but I had no idea how miserable he really was. And I suspect he won't tell me all that he remembers.
I'd like to know more about your son's death, Stella.
I was so afraid to see Seymour arrested and executed that I never thought about him being murdered.
I'm sure his last thoughts were for you, Mrs.
Yeah,
Fishburne.
I'm gonna be kind here.
Seymour was a terrible threat to the community, but he truly loved you.
Your words break my heart as much as they bring me peace, Dr. Reed.
How do you mean?
The murder of my son made me understand what the other families must have felt. I shouldn't have protected him for so long.
To endure true guilt may be punishment enough, Mrs. Fishburne. And we all have to bear that cross.
You are a good person, Dr. Reed. I wish we'd met sooner.
Good person.
In the end, Seymour avoided being judged for what he did. Does that not disturb you, Stella?
For months, my greatest fear was to see my son being arrested and hanged. Now that he's dead, no one will ever know.
Do you believe your son could have avoided being caught forever?
I have no idea. Sometimes I felt like he was becoming more and more careless. Perhaps
That
he
is
wanted
an
to be
apparent
caught.
pattern with like serial murderers, where they slowly become more and more like careless because they've gotten away with it so many
Goodbye,
times.
Miss Fishburne. Take care of yourself.
So I think they just like get comfortable with the idea. It's like, well, I haven't gotten caught so far. So you kind of like, they tend to ease up, and then they fuck up, and then they get caught, and then
I've been nothing but worry.
justice prevails. So.
Is this really over?
Well, it's basically everyone. Oh, Ichabod is around somewhere. Do I even have any fatigue left?
Fear.
Sure, he's right around the tavern. Well, last time I saw him, I guess he was by the shelter. That was a while ago. I don't know if he's there now. Oh, there he is.
The wet boots shouldn't be fighting each other. They've
Oh
got
my god, I
bigger
forgot that. I
problems
forgot they were called the
elsewhere.
Wet Boot Boys.
Good evening,
Completely
Mr.
forgot about
Dr.
them.
Reed, can I be of any assistance?
Do you need my...
I had one left.
Treating...
Thank you.
He's got nothing else to say.
Goodbye.
There's a number of people I could just be like, yeah, I'm gonna eat you now. Cool experience. I'm getting a lot of experience just from curing people. Got a cool 300. Oh my, okay, apparently Automod has no memory whatsoever. I'm just, you know what? I can't be bothered to tab out and click it.
Glad to see you again, Mr. Reed.
It wasn't blocked? It says it is for me. It's waiting for me to allow or deny.
Goodbye, Miss Paxton.
It says held the message for a reason. I don't know. Maybe because I've allowed it a few times. Ah. Headache. Actually fucking see her this time. She didn't just disappear into the void.
You again? What do you want?
Do you need...
You gotta cure your fucking headache.
I don't...
All right.
Giselle, tell me about the death of your mother.
After our father died,
Maybe. It
Mother
could be a mobile
worked
thing. I
so
don't know.
hard she made herself sick. We spent all the money we had on useless drugs and doctors. It was hell.
Hell? What do you mean?
The three of us were exhausted and desperate. And when I'm desperate, I tend to get angry. And I'm hard to live with. Lottie said I killed Mother.
You should talk to your sister. Whatever happened when your mother died, the truth lies somewhere between your two versions.
I don't want to talk about that. It was years ago. We Paxton sisters are tough. We don't apologize.
Well, whatever. You do you.
Giselle, I know you sleep at Hampton's shelter. What can you tell me about him?
He provided a roof for me and my sister. I am grateful, of course. But he gives me the creeps.
Why is that?
He's always sad. Like he's about to cry. He's always asking us to get closer to God. To give ourselves to the Lord. Creepy.
Well...
Alright.
It's locked.
What have we
I know I
here?
promised you I'd make everything right, Mum.
Well, I think I'm gonna end it here. I was gonna do this next bit, but I'm looking at the time. I'm like, I should stop now because the next bit is easily gonna be like 20-30 minutes before I get a chance to go find a shelter again and save. So, you know, I don't actually know. Like, maybe I could just hit quit. Like, I don't have to like go to sleep before ending, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm just gonna quickly refill shit. And I don't know, the way that this is going, like I definitely need more of these. Holy shit. The way that this is going, pace-wise, we may like finish the main story tomorrow. I don't know how much more it could go on because we'll be like confronting. I assume we'll have a big confrontation where Ashbury shows up down in the sewers. Like, we'll have this confrontation in the sewers. It'll be like another boss fight or two, and The game crashed? I wanted to see the changes! Hold up. Okay, now I gotta restart the game. Okay, I'm gonna I want to make sure I'm like where I'm supposed to be. I didn't just lose an entire night of progress. Cause like, I guess it wouldn't be that much. I was just, the last time I went to sleep was at the hospital. I was thinking, I'm like, oh my god, is it like, not, like how far back is my save? I'm just gonna reload and see. I'm also curious about, I like seeing the changes. I wanted to see the changes in the district. I like that kind of feedback. Why did I have to crash there? Of all places. I would have accepted many other spots. Okay, well, I'm where I'm supposed to be. So I definitely saved. So what the hell changed? This place is completely cured. Went up a whole bunch. This place got a few fatigues. It's always fatigue. It's never one of the other. It's never the other one. It's so much fatigue. And then some neuralgia. They've gone down to 54. Like, I definitely have to, like, do something before that whole place goes hostile. This place is fine. Everywhere's fine but Whitechapel. But yeah, it's almost all, like, it's almost all fatigue. And, like, just one cold. There's, like, 8 fatigues. It's insane. But yeah. That's it for tonight. I don't know. Like, if I get a good... Like, if I manage to start early, like, I don't start late, and I don't end up having, like, a 2-hour stream, we may just finish the main story tomorrow. It's hard to say. Like, I've done most of the side stuff I'm gonna really focus on. I'm not gonna go looking around for, like, more braille things and, like, pamphlets. And, there's a few people I've missed in terms of talking to, and maybe I'll run into them, but, like, there's only a few of them left, so that only... Like, that was what takes up a lot of the time. It's just, like, talking and getting to know all the people and learning their stories and hints. Whereas if it's just gonna, I'm just gonna mostly be following main story. Like, I'm definitely gonna, like, we're on chapter 6 now. I'm easily halfway through, or I'm at least finished the first section of chapter 6. So we'll see. We'll see. I may not even have to, like, rush to get to Horizon Zero Dawn. So, yeah. If you enjoyed your time here, feel free to follow if you've not done so already. But until next time, thanks for hanging out.